yellow. Right away again. Ed Quinn, maybe not the best wave, but probably still got away, but he's up and riding. He's here to win. The start of the KSUSA Open Finals in Huntington. We got 4 major heavy hitters out there and plenty of good serve. Who do we got in this heat, Big?
Well, it looks like in red's going to be Pat Evans, while in blue will be Chris Beresford, yellow Ed Quinn, and in white Tom Backer. So, whoa, the big names are in the final, and we're just going to have to suss it out, see how Mother Nature throws them a couple pitches.
Juniors division, everybody.
Well, so, I mean, usually when you think of the final, you probably think like, whoa, Jack Beresford usually in there, but kind of an upset today. That was a super tough heat he was in that semi. Guys were kind of going off.
You know what, man? I've known Jack for a lot of years. I've surfed with him in some amazing waves. He doesn't like to lose. He wants to go down toe-to-toe, like, you know, battling for it. He's a great winner, but he's also a great loser. He did make it to the final. You know he'd want to be in here. But you know what? Jack will be back. There's no doubt about that.
Well, I see that he's pretty much dominated a lot of the, you know, the wins over the years, but kind of opening the door for somebody else to have a new champ out here. And I know these guys are all thinking it in their mind right now that, hey, they've got a shot, a 1 in 4 chance of being the top gun.
Well, you said it right, Big. He opened the door, but not to one of his friends. He opened the door to his brother, Chris. So, you know what? Like, you think no final with Jack Beresford. Well, you know what? There's another threat right there with Chris. And I've seen some huge waves at Blacks with Chris. That guy rips from 2 foot to 12 foot. And I've seen him do floaters on both. That would blow your mind. He's in the water right now. You got to know that Jack's been kind of coaching him. Jack knows Huntington like nobody's business. And, you know, you got Beresford in the lead.
I'll tell you what, and I think, you know, after watching throughout the week, as far as speed goes off his turns, I mean, that guy's probably looking like, I thought he was surfing faster than anybody this week.
Really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Chris.
He has that bottom turn, he'll see the floater, he'll slide the tail out, he can get the barrel. He's the triple threat, man. And like I said, from 2 foot or these nice little 4 footers, he's going to give you everything he has, and he knows how to ride a wave good.
But then you got the local standout, Tom Backer, who pretty much got that perfection score the other day, the 10-0 ride, and just annihilated that thing. His moves were sharp. He was going over the lip, coming through sections, and just, you know, blowing tail.
You know, Tom's that guy, surf with most. We surf out here when nobody else paddles out south side. We like it all chunky and stuff. You know what? I know what he's capable of doing. He's just doing it in front of a scaffold team today instead of just like some random seagulls. And you know what? He can win this thing. You know, he's an older guy. He's coming off the major injury. And I know his wife's right up the beach. You know, she's probably saying a little prayer, keeping up a good thought that Tom doesn't, you know, comes home with a lot of peace and comes home with a trophy. Yeah. And Chris, too, with the neck injury. You know, and these guys are showing that little injury is a setback in life, and they're here today. They're winning their heats, they're scoring perfect waves, and they're major threats in the final.
And then thinking about Ed Quinn, I mean, that guy, he's been wave selective in every heat. He's been finding the biggest sets. He's been coming off the bottom. He's been just blowing up on his moves off the top. We saw that in one of his earlier heats.
Speaking of the devil in his ears, Ed Quinn, taking a look at that when he popped up real quick. You know what, baby? He nailed it, man. Ed's been on it.
Want to give a shout out to Devin from Primo Beer. Thanks for coming on down here. We were sucking them up last night over at Sandy's. We'll be sucking them up again today.
You know, I don't know if I want to thank him. I've got a little bit of headache going on. So it's like maybe one or too many.
You were drinking water last night. I saw you.
I know, but I know the Primo Beer got a couple people that kind of wander on the beach a little bit later than they normally would. got to thank him very much, man. It's a nice little tasty.
Yeah. So Ed, I mean, yeah, we were saying his wave selection has been phenomenal. He's been busting up the lip. He's been getting some of the longest rides of this event. And then Pat Evans, I mean, the silent assassin, he's been going off too.
You know what? Pat Evans is quiet about his approach. You know, he's kind of letting the guys kind of huckle and juckle and whatnot, but he'll ride the waves. You don't want to give Pat too much. This guy's taking, he's going to ride these big floaters. He's got the hands on his boards, the little children, his kids decorate his boards, and they help him out, man. His kids are out there with him, and he rips. And you know what? It's any man's game. It could be down to who gets the set.
And you know what? I was talking to him on the side. He's not one of those guys that's overconfident. You know, he was just like, after that one semifinal, he's like, whoa, everybody was ripping, you know. But, you know, I got some good ones too. We'll have to see how it went, you know. So the silent assassin, he'll be patiently waiting out there to get a nice bomb set too.
The silent assassin, Pat Evans, humble approach on the beach, but man, you don't want him in the heat. You know, he is going to give up to his game. He's going to assassinate the waves, and he's going to make you wonder why he's putting on a jersey against them. You know, if anybody's skiing here at the ks.tv titles, this is what we've all been waiting for. There hasn't really been a set yet, but the guys are in perfect position. They're going to, as soon as the waves come, they're going to show us what it's all about.
So pretty much, as we were saying, 4 guys that are capable of taking it, and one of these guys will be the new king of the KSUSA Kneeboarding Championships. And you know, I'm kind of glad we bumped up these finals to 30 minutes because you know, already some time burned off the clock. Approximately 23 minutes remaining, but we've had a slow start to this final. We haven't really seen anybody open up with a big bomb or anything yet, so the door's still wide open, but they're waiting for Mother Nature to throw them a pitch.
You know what, and everybody's kind of playing it smart. They know the sets are coming. Every heat's at them. They're sitting out there, they're not scratching up these little ones yet. It's no time to panic. And we'll see what happens once the waves do come in.
Well, you know, a lot of times you're in the final, and these guys know. They take an assessment out there. They see a wave coming in, and they'll know. Some of these smaller waves, they think maybe you know, if I really rack some good turns on it, maybe the most in my mind possibly I could get is possibly maybe like a 4 or 5 score. So, you know, they might not be happy with that, knowing that if they got a set and rack the big turns and stuff, that opens the door of possibilities of 5s on up into the excellent zone of possibly an 8, which might put a nail in the coffin for one of these guys if they could grab one of those sets.
Well, knowing how all these guys are surfing, some of them might even be looking at the waves as a perfect 10. You know, if they get in that position, you never know.
Set their sights way high. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, man, why not? You know, we've seen it happen yesterday. The conditions were a little bit better, the perfect 10, but it could happen again today. You just never know. Ed Quinn, the way he was flying down the line that last week, I think he was like 1 barrel away from like the barrel big hit combo. That could be a 10. And the boys taking a sniff at something out there, a couple bumps coming in. This could be it, man. We could be seeing that, what we all came down to see. The finals, the KSUSA Championship, we got riders up and riding right and left.
Oh, and a nice little slash on that lefty off the bottom. Bam! Hits it again quickly. And that's blue on the left. That'll be Chris Beresford. Meanwhile, kind of looking like red on that righty, Pat Evans.
The silent assassin. He got that cutback out there, and he's already back out there. Chris Beresford, man, he's stinking the waves, might not be coming in. He's consistent. He rode all the way to the beach, and look at him hustle. He's going to take that attitude all the way back out there. Chris Beresford has a nice wave under his belt.
Nice and tight. He wasn't way out on the flat. He was hooking those turns right in the pocket in the critical section. So, you know, trying to maximize the points that the judges will throw on something like that. And you're right, he is hustling back out there.
But don't know.
So just looking at our head judge over there, it looks like Blue's last wave averaging somewhere in that 7 zone. So actually probably upping the ante of that scoring potential of that wave with his critical turns on that thing.
Wow, I think in my last few heats, if you added all my scores, I didn't get 1-7. Like all combined, Chris Beresford doing it in one wave. That's amazing. That was critical wave, critical turns all the way to the beach. Scoring about a 7.
We're looking to check in that AAA final. Brad Colwell.
Sets out the back, people.
Mike Fernandez, Randy Reed, and Alberto Calucci.
Mighty Ed Quinn down the line. We all know what he can do. Is it going to happen? He got the hit. He's hoping for his shoulder, but you know what? He'll take that hit, and he'll back it up with another wave for sure. And here's another wave up and riding. That's white.
Backer just flying down the line, switching directions, fading that cutback, Butler. Boom.
Oh my gosh, he pulled that. What a critical turn. Nice kick out. Good wave, Tom Backer.
Yeah, that Rio.
The silent assassin, hoping to do the same as Tom Backer. Is it going to happen? It might. Pat Evans right on his board. And here he goes down the line, racetrack, 360.
Oh, there you go.
And a floater. Wow, the silent assassin, Pat Evans, killing it, letting Tom Backer know that Pat's there. He wants to win it. And then meanwhile, during all that exchange, Chris Beresford made his way back out there. He's right there mixing up with Ed Quinn. And you know what? It's really started. The waves are good. It's not the ideal conditions, but it's really contestable for these guys. And looks like Ed Quinn taking a hard look at it. It's not going to go, but guess who is?
And yellow open riding right there. Big Ed Quinn cutting back, jerking some tail, chasing that section down. Still a little runner on the inside, sweeping it. And taking it off the white water, looking for that last section right there, and he's out.
You know what, there's Chris Beresford running up the beach. I might have got him mixed up with Pat on that last one. I'm sorry about that. The glare is really bad. But you know what, great exchange of kneeboard ends here. And we've got some guys in the water, other guys making their way back out. And Chris Beresford knows what to do. He knows to get to that escalator, paddle out, kind of hustle right back in the pit. He'll be out there in probably about less than a minute or two. Whoa, is this somebody looking at the Southside Bowl on a mid-range wave?
Now there is the silent assassin right there, gouging that cutback on that left on a frothy section, Butler. And again, displacing some water.
You know what? That's why Pat Evans is always a threat here. He knows that Southside Bowl. He loves it, and he's going to go for it every single time. There's EQ running up the beach, man. He knows what to do. He's got a couple good ones under his belt. He's going to show us on the next set what it's all about, and he's right on Chris Beresford's scale. You know, Chris isn't that far in front of him. He's got Tom Backer in perfect position, sitting out there by himself. He would love it if a set came in right now. Pat Evans about to duck back some set waves, and he's all by himself. And I see Nugget. A good friend, Tom Backer, man. You know, he's got to be stoked. There's little lumps, and nobody's to contest him.
And a time call, just under 16 minutes, 15:50 to be exact. Because there we go, in and out of that one quickly, looking like white. Tom Backer didn't like the looks of it.
You know what, Tom, like, you know, he's just going to sniff that one out every time. You just want to see, you know, you never know until you take off if it's going to pan out. And Tom just saw wasn't really going to offer much. Kicked out, he's already back in position. You know, kind of put him in a better position if one of these lefts or long rights come in. And look at this. Just like you said, there goes Tom Backer again. Down the line, flying. Is he going to get that hit? Oh.
Well, kind of, the lips started pitching out, and Tom not holding back, kind of threw it right up there. You know, if he pulls it, big score. If he doesn't, oh well, just going to get right back out there again, but nonetheless, not holding back.
Not holding back at all. And you know what, it kind of just makes you cringe, knowing what Tom's going through to come back, you know, but no regard. He's throwing it up there. He wants to show everybody what kneeboarding is all about. what he's all about as a person. That was an amazing effort right there. And look at that, you know, Ed Quinn ran up the beach. He's already in that kind of escalator paddle out. He's going to be in the lineup real quick. We're going to see Ed Quinn on a wave real soon.
Well, that's one thing nice about the pier. You can kind of utilize that as a kind of a little zone right there, a little rip that kind of sucks you back out, makes it a little bit easy right there, kind of a channel.
For sure, and a little paddle battle happening outside. I saw a little exchange of who had the inside happening, and they see a little wave coming in and they want it.
Red Pat Evans, and kind of looking over that one, decides to let it go by, and a wise decision, not too much open face right there to work with.
You know what, that might have been just a little move too, like, hey, you know what, Tom Backer, I'm right here, you're not going to get waves uncontested. He's already back in the lineup, and here comes another little wave. Wow, backdooring it, the big hit. Whoa, thought he's going left, now he's going right. That was amazing. Chris Beresford, gosh, continued ripping through all the heat into the open funnel.
Wow, that first turn, going the opposite direction, blasting off that section, getting like half his board out of the water, super vert, switching directions, coming back around, and then going right and getting that roundhouse cutback, looking amped up.
That was pretty amazing. I thought he was going to use that hit and go left, but you know what, Chris, just like his brother, they both ripped, used that, and went right and got another little hit. Here's more sets out the back.
Yeah, getting
silent assassin himself. Pat Evans up and riding, and what you don't want to see when you have him in your eat. Nice looking left. He's got that setup turn. Hoping for the inside bowl. Didn't really happen, but you know, it's a quick paddle back out.
Again, looking over our judges, that Barisford just nailing that section, kind of fading left, getting a lot of his board out of the water, hitting a pretty vert, switching back around, going right and around him. Another wave somewhere in the 7 zone. So I would probably have to say at the moment, holding it down in the lead.
It looks like it, you know, that last wave was fast. He got the big hit. The judges want to see that. Change your direction. You did a critical little step back. That's a great wave, and you got to feel good if you're Chris Beresford right now.
And I told you he's been surfing really fast the last couple days.
Well, yeah, you know, he's an amazing surfer. And the thing is, I've seen him do that same hit on a 10-foot black wave. So he's not afraid to mix it up into big stuff, and he's faster. He's fast on the small and the big waves. Chris Beresford showing what he's all about here today.
Well, you know, the judges are looking for those controlled, radical, committed, risky maneuvers with speed and power and flow, and, you know, use a little bit of innovative and creativity, and it seems like that's what he's been surfing to.
You know what? I've been kneeboarding for a ton of years. Thought he was going to try to backdoor that left after the hit, and he switched it all around, went right. That was cool. It was just a fun wave to watch. We got a rider up and riding on a nice ride.
And that's looking like Tom Backer. And Backer cutting back right there. Oh, almost lost it. He's chasing it down.
You know what? I think he body surfed that wave, and that's Tom's whole vibe, you know. Doesn't rail, but, you know, he saw a little barrel section, so he's going to pull in with or without a board. No body surf action from Tom Backer afterwards.
Looking for Mike Fernandez to check in. Mike Fernandez joining Brad Colwell, Randy Reed, Alberto Colucci coming up in that next final.
Well, I heard him looking for Mike Fernandez. I can't believe the Spaniard doesn't have his jersey on. I know this guy's been working hard. He's surfing this spot every single day.
I see him. He's climbing down from the crow's nest over there.
He's down at the crow's nest, hanging out, getting his last minute advice from the boys at kneelo Go. And it looks like he's going to come over and get his jersey.
There he is.
off the crow's nest. Ah! Ah! Boy, these guys love that crow's nest. I'm looking over there, I see all kinds of people. Kate, Razor, Mize ain't so good, but I see some other ones over there. Mike Fernandez down there trying to get an angle on the surf coming up. See if he sees something that Brad Caldwell doesn't see. But look at this rider up and riding on a nice looking left. Again, with a nice snap, beautiful shoulder coming up, kind of just kicking out a little bit. Wasn't up to his par, but you know, potential's there. So I wonder what's happening at that crow's nest. It used to be the judges' site. You can only wonder what the boys are thinking. They got one of their own in the final now, another one coming out, Kneelo Cove. They've got to be stoked. People from Kneelo Cove are always in the final, always mixing it up. So I see sets out the back, and possibly somebody looking at the Southside Bowl.
And there we go, dropping in, racking that turn off the top, hard off the bottom again, off that whitewater section.
Hard to see with the glare, but it looks like Beresford style. Yeah, that's definitely Chris Beresford, man. He got a couple of hard whacks on that.
Inside as well. A little double, oh, little cover.
Whoa.
Finding a little mini runner all the way to the shallows, Butler.
You know what? I know Chris. I know he wasn't really claiming that if we're free surfing, but when you got a jersey on, that's a whole different animal. You know, Chris got to be happy he finished off a little foot wave with a little head dipper from outside to inside. Got to be another high score, mid-range scores. I'm stoked. Well, the glare's getting pretty bad. We've got multiple spotters up here. Just want to give these knee riders the best we can do up here. So here we go. We got the guys in the lineup. We got Chris Beresford. He's going to be back out in the lineup in about T-minus 30 seconds, knowing the way he paddles. And these other guys are probably wanting to get a wave before he gets back out there. What do you think?
Butler. Time winding down, under 7 minutes now. It's getting to be crunch time.
You know, here's another set, the Silent Assassin, Southside Bowl. He's been waiting for this. Let's see what Pat Evans can do.
And there you go, up to the open face, slices that cup. That kind of hung for a second, but now starting to get it going here. And doesn't like it. It looks like it backs off and kicks out.
Everybody's kind of trying to chase down what Chris Beresford finding those ones, working them through. Pat Evans would love to have one of those. He can mix it up with Chris Beresford any day of the week, you know, but it's kind of come down to getting that wave that works all the way through. And Pat will get one before the heat ends. I can't believe we're coming down to the end of the Open final of the KSUSA Championship. All the hard work, worrying about if there's waves coming, and this is it.
And sometimes I'm looking at that left. If you get a little too far out on that shoulder, you'll hit that flat spot. We saw Beresford kind of fade as he kind of came in and stuck with that whitewater power pocket all the way to the sand.
That's very true. We got a couple competitors out there that have had solid waves. And, you know, Chris has been consistent. He's getting the waves. But you know what? We got plenty of time for one of these guys to get that one. That one wave that puts them over the top. That one wave where they can go to Sandys tonight and brag about it like, hey, you know what? I got that 8, 9, 10-point wave. And it could happen. There's plenty of good surf out here. And it's kind of, in my opinion, it could be anybody's team. It's got to feel good if it's Chris Beresford right now.
So what you're saying, you're claiming that maybe you know that your competitor might have a couple 7s under belt. Maybe you got a 5. But then if you got like a 9 or something, a 9.5, that you could come back and take it.
Exactly right, man. You know, and these judges, they want to see it. We're all wanting to see it. It could happen, and any one of them are capable of a 9-point, dare I say it, 10-point wave that's happened at the championship. I've been to a million contests in my time. I've never seen too many 10s, and they happened here at the KSUSA championship, and it could happen again today. We got the boys paddling in position, and you know, just kind of waiting for a set.
And Butler, while you're saying that spiel of everything, we just got over the 5-minute mark, so time is dwindling off the clock, still a bit, 4:20 to go.
You know what, guys, out in the lineup, it's under 5 minutes. You know, you're working hard. Under 5 minutes, this is coming down to it. This is the final. You can't leave anything on the table. And, you know, you've got to be excited. You probably want to see a set in there.
Yep. Probably praying right now for a set from Mother Nature. But, you know, as we continue on through this afternoon at that higher tide, it seems like some of those bigger sets definitely a lot farther apart.
For sure, but there's some corners out there. You know, kind of got the lineup spread out a little bit. You got people you can tell they want that right. Some people that kind of sit on that people they can go right or left. And, you know, that's somebody over towards the other end. Who knows? Maybe that streamer, Ed Quinn, sitting closest to the pier. I don't know if he's Southside Bowl or if he just wants that super killer long right.
So now you're out in the lineup, you know one guy's kind of going off, you figure he might have the lead. When do you start switching your strategy maybe and start assessing, maybe I should try to solidify a second position maybe in this final? When would you do that?
Well, I don't know, me personally, never.
You're always going for the win.
You're always going for the win, you know, second place.
You don't want to be runner-up, do you?
Never.
Your name's not on the trophy, everybody forgets about you.
Yeah, you're not, there's only...
So just checking in with our judges again. Yep, yeah, Beresford does have a pretty big lead. I guess the next closest to him would be our knee rider in white, Tom Backer, currently in the second position. He does need something big, something huge.
Hey, you know
to
what?
move into the lead, as like we were just saying. But we do remember he is capable of pulling a 10.
You know what? We've all seen Tom surf. He's capable of it. But he's definitely in a combo situation, our high 9, our 10 mark. He's heard it from the judge's mouth. Chris Beresford kind of been methodically running his heat. Pat Evans going for 360. There's that snap we want to see. See if we can follow it up with a big rebound on the inside. And I see people out back too, riding waves. Look at that wave. Gosh, here's Beresford again. He is not.
Whoa, big fan of water. Oh, backdoor barrel, pops out, Butler, slashes on the corner, cutting back hard, still hanging with it.
I can't believe Chris Beresford. He came to win.
I mean, those were some combinations right there, water flying off the rail. No doubt some photogs getting some great shots.
I think I see Ed Quinn paddling for a wave out there. I haven't heard much from Ed this evening. And you know what? He's silent assassin, Pat Evans. And Ed Quinn all by himself with the Southside Bowl. Not going on this one, maybe the next one. It's all coming down.
And Pat's still going there. Less than a minute to go. Maybe Beresford heard that possibly Backer, if he got like a 10 or something, could have took the lead from him. That last wave, just annihilating maneuver after maneuver, that might have just put it out of reach.
That might have been the nail on the coffin. But
there's 30 seconds.
There's 30 seconds, you know, Tom's strong paddler. But it's amazing to me that the two guys suffered the biggest injuries, both with the neck injuries in the last year, are the number 1 and 2 guys in this final. It's kind of an amazing little story.
Yeah, yeah. And everybody a ripper out there, I don't know, just from what I saw, Beresford, Chris, probably, I think, getting that thing out of reach with that last scoring wave as we head for the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.